Like the video.
Did you all know that 7 Minute Drill by J. Cole was actually written in 7 minutes? According to T-, who produced 7 Minute Drill alongside Conductor Williams, he told Complex that Cole enjoys doing songwriting drills, consisting of him writing a joint for 7 minutes and seeing how far he can get. How disrespectful is that? And I feel like part of that probably contributed to J. Cole deciding to delete it later. Could you imagine arguably the biggest rapper in the world dissing you and you think that it's appropriate to spend 7 minutes on your response? J. Cole really heard Kendrick's verse on Like That and said, "Who do you think you are? I am." Now, you've probably heard 7 Minute Drill by J. Cole before, but as my brother and I say to each other almost every time we talk on the phone, people forget. And today, we remember. We remember exactly how we felt when we first heard J. Cole's attempt at a Kendrick diss. He might think he can get it off the internet, but just like that Grippy feature,
we're not letting that shit slide.
Derapy. Back in college, because I was a complete dork, my friends and I would rate girls on a scale of 1 to 10 instead of, just talking about them like human beings rather than a film on Rotten Tomatoes. But our scales would change. We'd say, is it like a universal 1 to 10? Or is it like the college we go to 1 to 10? Because it's important to understand how we're rating
members of the female species,
our fellow human beings' physical attractiveness. But why do I mention this? We're actually going to be rating 7 Minute Drill today on a J. Cole scale, not a universal scale. So this scale, 1 would be the Grippy verse, and 10 would be a verse from Fire Squad or something. Go ahead and leave a comment what you think this song's rating is gonna be. Let's get into it.
Yeah. Turn it up. Yeah, turn the vocal up.
I still stand by this, and this is just my opinion. I think this beat is dreadful. It kind of reminds me of the Nicki Minaj's Bigfoot beat. It just sounds corny and dorky. Something about it just I just hate the sound, but that's just me, The lyrics can save it. It's possible.
Light work, like it's PWC. It's a cold world. Keep the heat under your seat. I got a phone call. They say that somebody dissing. You want some attention? It come with extensions. My dog say the word. He on bullshit. He itching. I'm putting so much work in these streets. He got pension. I told him chill out. How I look having henchmen. If shots get to popping, I'm the one doing the clinching.
So it's light work, like it's PWC. PWC is the Public Works Commission in Fayetteville. They work with electricity and water. So it's light work, like it's PWC. It's a cold world, keep the heat under your seat. So J. Cole frequently says, it's a cold world because his name's J. Cole. Keep that heat under your seat. Wow! Like a gun. I got a phone call. They say that somebody dissing. You want some attention. It comes with extensions. This really does sound just like a writing exercise. I'm not going to lie. Because there isn't a lot going on in this initial chorus. My dog say the word. He on bullshit. He itching. Done put in so much work in these streets. He got pension. How you get pension. I don't really have to explain these bars. They're pretty straightforward. I've kind of gotten in such a habit of breaking down in-depth lyrics because I've been listening to a lot of To Pimp a Butterfly lately, because I'm doing kind of a series on that. It kind of really brings you back down to earth when you listen to, I'm not trying to say that J. Cole is soft or weak or washed or not good at writing, because obviously he's had some great bars before, but for these 7 minute exercises, it just seems kind of
mid.
It's just very lax. And you can hear that here. Let's get into the first verse, see what's going on. Oh, also I listened to Jid's Forever Story this morning. Again, it's one of my favorite albums ever. There's no reason for me to mention that. I just think that you should listen to it if you haven't. Okay, that's all.
I came up in the Ville, so I'm good when it's tension. He's still doing shows, but fell off like the Simpsons. Your first shit was classic, your last shit was tragic. Your second shit put niggas to sleep, but they gassed it. Your third shit was massive, and that was your prime. I was trailing right behind, and I just now hit mine. Now I'm front up the line with a comfortable lead. How ironic, as soon as I got it, now he wants something with me.
This is immediately when the song had lost me. So I want to do a little bit more in-depth look into these lyrics and why it made me shut off the song the first time I heard it. Okay, I came up in the Ville, so I'm good when it's tension. Nothing wrong with that. He's still doing shows, but fell off like The Simpsons. Now, according to Genius, Kendrick Lamar's Big Steppers tour previously held the record for the highest grossing hip-hop tour of all time. I think that's pretty impressive. And then it also reads that Drake and J. Cole went on a collaborative tour that actually beat that record. So J. Cole is saying that because he only has the second highest grossing tour of all time, his shows have fallen off like The Simpsons.
Sure, dude, sure.
He also says, now I'm front of the line with a comfortable lead. How ironic, soon as I got it, now he wants something with me. So is he trying to say that because he went on tour with Drake, by the way? Like, look, if you're a J. Cole fan, please tell me if I'm wrong. I don't mind admitting that. It's not that big of a deal to me. Do we honestly think if J. Cole went on tour with the music he had out at the time, the off-season stuff, the stuff before it, do we think that J. Cole would have beat Kendrick Lamar's Big Steppers tour on his own? I don't think that would have happened. But that's just me. I could be wrong. But also, this is all hypothetical. Now, this annoys me, and people said that the first time I brought this up that like I was getting the albums wrong, because he says your first shit was classic, your last shit was tragic, your second shit put niggas to sleep but they gassed it. I thought he was talking about To Pimp a Butterfly, which I believe to be the best rap album ever. I thought he was saying that album put people to sleep. Other people were saying that technically Good Kid Mad City is his second album.
It still doesn't work.
How is that any better? Either way, it really doesn't work. Now, Kendrick Lamar, this is according to Genius, Kendrick seems to mock J. Cole's discography on Like That by saying, you know, your best work is a light pack. Now, many people in a later video told me that, when he's saying your best work is a light pack, he's actually talking about Daylight, who wrote for Drake. Or alternatively, he's just saying that your best work is mid, you know? Despite What's the Dirt or whoever else told you. Sometimes it might not be that deep. I don't know. Maybe you got private DMs from Kendrick Lamar telling you that he was shading Daylight in the Drake diss. I honestly think that he's just saying your best work is simply not that good. And honestly, if you're a J. Cole fan, what's his best work? 60 to 70% of people would probably say 2014 Forest Hills Drive. Is that holding a candle to Pimp a Butterfly? I want that Jada and that Will Love.
Don't even say nothing to me, boy!
Now, according to Genius, Cole replies by suggesting that the quality of Lamar's discography is wildly inconsistent.
Is it though?
He begins by hailing Lamar's 2012 project, Good Kid Mad City, only then to indict Lamar's 2022 release, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, as a letdown. First of all, now, you guys might not care about this. The album won a couple Grammys, whatever. I did like a 2-hour, 2-part breakdown of Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. It's honestly now my second favorite Kendrick album. But if you want to call that tragic because there are tragic elements and themes in the album, okay, you can have that. Some of the album is incredibly sad. It addresses generational trauma, okay? Like, it's pretty heavy stuff. But still, this is supposed to be a diss. And the fact that you're saying, your first album was a classic, by the way, it's just ineffective. It's not great. Also, tell me if I'm wrong here. Again, how ironic. As soon as I got it, now he wants something with me. Is that irony or is that a coincidence? I feel like everybody's always mixing that up. Either way, if you have to ask this many questions about the validity of these bars in the diss, is it really an effective diss? No. Me, when I hear a diss, if it makes you go, ooh, oh, ah, shit, damn, ooh, let him get up. If you get that feeling, that's how you know it's a pretty effective diss. That's how I was feeling all throughout Euphoria. And Not Like Us. But this isn't about those songs. But let me know. Maybe this stuff hit differently for you. If you're a Cole fan or just somebody that thought this song was good, let me know. But for me, this was the point where I started to clock out. Let me know.
Now he wants something with me. Well, he caught me at the perfect time. Jump up and see why I got here off of bars, not no controversy. Funny thing about it, bitch, I don't even want the prestige. Fuck the Grammys, cause them crackers ain't never done nothing for me. Ho, slugs took my nigga soul. Drugs took another one. A rap beef ain't realer than the shit I seen in Cumberland. He averaging one hard verse like every 30 months or something. If he wasn't dissing, then we wouldn't be discussing, Lord, don't make me have to smoke this nigga, cause I fuck with him. But push come to shove on this mic, I will humble him. I'm Nino with this thing, this that New Jack City meme. Yeah, I'm aiming at G-Money, crying tears before I busted him.
Let's examine, shall we?
So he says, well, he caught me at the perfect time. Jump up and see. Get it? Because Kendrick's short.
Are you okay?
Then he says that he got here off of bars, not no controversy. See, Kendrick isn't actually a skilled rapper, as you can see. The only way Kendrick makes any noise, or as how some describe it, have any motion, is if they cause controversy. Would we be listening to Kendrick Lamar's music if he wasn't starting rap beef? Of course not. What? Then he says, funny thing about it, bitch, I don't even want the prestige. J. Cole would not like any praise or adulation. He is not the type that cares about getting awards or recognition. He says, fuck the Grammys, cause them crackers ain't never done nothing for me. Ho. According to Genius, the Grammy Awards are intended to recognize America's best music, but hip-hop has historically been overlooked and underappreciated, unless it's Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick's just open his mouth.
Creating resentment from the hip-hop community. Before reform in 2021, in response to the hashtag Black Lives Matter movement. By the way, Black Lives Matter off-season might be longer than it's ever been at this point.
Whoa.
Excuse me.
Hold on now.
Nominations were typically governed by white executives and industry figures. Hence, Cole's use of the slur crackers. Is that what we're calling it now? Did I just say a slur? White people, let me know if that hurt your feelings. If so. Despite this, many still use it as a measure of success. I'm the type of person that thinks that the Grammys still matter. If you disagree, that's totally cool. But I would also like to point out that Drake won Best Rap Album for Take Care, which used to be my favorite rap album ever, and he hasn't won Best Rap Album since. So the Grammys might be onto something. Anyways, J. Cole decides to say, he decides to inform us rather. Slugs took my nigga's soul. Drugs took another one. This rap beef ain't realer than the shit I see in Cumberland. He's just letting us know that he's witnessed real violence, and compared to that, this rap beef is not that serious. You know what, J. Cole? I agree. I don't necessarily see why that's a diss, but that's okay. He averaging one hard verse like every 30 months or something. If he wasn't dissing, then we wouldn't be discussing him. This is like the only thing that is kind of an effective diss. Not the second part, really, because I think that people would still be discussing Kendrick Lamar if he did literally anything. If Kendrick Lamar, at the exact time that the Like That verse came out on that Metro album, if instead of him being on that album, Kendrick Lamar just simply posted on Twitter and said, dropping soon, he would be #1 trending on Twitter immediately. So I don't think that he necessarily needs controversy. I think that's a bad diss. But he averaging one hard verse like every 30 months or something. I just like the way he said that. I think it's funny. And also at the time, it's true. Kendrick simply wasn't dropping. Then he says, push come to shove on this mic, I will humble him.
Oh, because he has a song called Humble.
Then he says, I'm Nino with this thing, that New Jack City meme. Yeah, I'm aiming at G Money, crying tears before I busted him. The flow is good. And this is making a reference to Nino Brown from the popular 1991 thriller movie and classic hood film. I love the way Genius writes things. New Jack City Brown. The main antagonist is an arrogant and aggressive crime lord who is willing to do anything to be victorious. At the film's climax, Brown must shoot at his very best friend, G Money, who is like his own brother. Cole is comparing himself to Brown, figuratively, calling Lamar his family member, but he'll kill...
What's funny about that?
Commit fratricide when it comes to a rap beef. Now, this is ironic because J. Cole was actually not the type of person that he is referring to in this film, because he would pull out.
What do you mean by that?
As soon as he felt a little bit more pressure or he realized he couldn't sleep at night after calling To Pimp a Butterfly boring. But all in all, did this verse really do anything for me now that I'm listening back to it and I have more context? I'm trying to ignore the fact that I have the benefit of hindsight, but still I know it's supposed to be like a warning shot, but it still doesn't really do anything for me. So we're going to skip this chorus where he's just saying it's light work, like it's the electric company that he grew up near, and we're going to go to this beat change. Now, let me know your opinion on this. I think the second beat goes way harder than the first one, but you'll let me know if I'm wrong.
Shots get the poppin', I'm the one doing the
Conductor.
I got mixed feelings about these fucking rap niggas. It's over for that cap, the official cap pillars 2-6. We don't act niggas, we get at niggas. Shoot a nigga lights out. Yeah, my dog, stat fillers, stat stuffers, triple double, get your ass black duffel. Body bag, body bag, body bag.
This is like a perfectly good Cole song. Like if this is like suffering from the same thing that Family Matters suffers from. If this wasn't a Kendrick Lamar diss, I'd be like, he sliding. You're not going to kill Kendrick Lamar. What is all this body bag, stat stuffers, triple double, get your ass black duffled? It sounds good on paper, But I'm just imagining myself as Kung Fu Kenny listening to this, and I'm like, man, what's he talking about?
What's he talking about?
What's he talking
What's he
about?
talking about?
Shoot a nigga lights out? Stop it. Get some help.
Body bag. Cold world, your instructor for Pilates class. Get a nigga stretched if I feel a disrespect. Your arms might be too short to box with a God who live his life without the pressures of a constant facade. I pray for peace, but if a nigga sees these positive vibes, a Falcon 9 inside my pocket, bitch, this rocket gon' fly. Now it's popping outside like the top of July. My text flooded with the hunger for a toxic reply. I'm hesitant, I love my brother, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm powered up for real, that shit would feel like swatting a fly.
So first we get Cole World, your instructor for Pilates class, which is just hilarious to imagine. J. Cole leading a Pilates class where Kendrick Lamar is the student of that class. Could an animator put that visual together for me, and maybe I'll include it somewhere in future content? Get him stretched out if I feel the disrespect. Your arms might be too short to box with a god. Get it? Because Kendrick's short. Who live his life without the pressures of a constant facade. You see, Kendrick Lamar is the fake one. I pray for peace, but if they cease these positive vibes, a Falcon 9 inside my pocket, bitch, this rocket gon' fly. Falcon 9 in his pocket. Hold on now. A Falcon 9 is a rocket developed by SpaceX, according to Genius. J. Cole is comparing his gun to a rocket, hence the rocket gon' fly. What he's saying is he's going to fire a rocket directly into Kendrick Lamar's home. Now it's popping outside like the top of July. My text flooded with the hunger for a toxic reply. J. Cole did talk later about how, like, all over his phone was just people telling him to, like, basically get tricky with it, get nasty. And he you know, we're from the future. Last set of bars here from that segment was, I'm powered up for real. This shit would feel like swatting a fly. Get it? Because, well, basically he's saying that, you know, it would be light work for him, like PWC.
4 albums in 12 years, nigga, I can divide. Shit, if this is what you want, I'm indulging in violence. Put pictures in my home, aim the chrome at your eyelids. Fly pebbles at your dome, we the Stone Temple pilots. This is merely a warning shot, the back niggas down. Back in the town where they whipping, working, traffic in pounds. My jack jumping bout a rapper, making blasphemous sounds. Switching sides like the tassel on the cap and the gown. I'm fully loaded, nigga, I can drop 2 classics right now. Let me chill out, man.
Conductor.
Fall off on the way, nigga.
I can only assume that one of the classics he's referring to is Might Delete Later, which, come on, man, nobody's talking about that. I'm sorry. And it's unfortunate because there actually are a lot of good songs on that project. Sometimes I listen to it when I'm going to play basketball because it's short, it's good for like a quick workout or whatever. But some of the oomph is kind of just taken out of it when one of the songs is deleted from the tape. And that's kind of like the main conversation surrounding Might Delete Later, which is pretty unfortunate. J. Cole has more lines towards the end of this song where he talks about how he's hesitant because he loves Kendrick Lamar, and he's not gonna lie, you know? And yeah, we can tell that you weren't lying when you kind of put this out with like very, very little effort. I mean, you spent 7 minutes on it. And then I do want to talk about how he says this is merely a warning shot to back them down. Kendrick Lamar had no intention of backing down. He barely ever even mentioned J. Cole. I mean, just a quick little pat on the head here and there throughout the diss tracks. But God forbid J. Cole would have actually gotten involved. Imagine if Euphoria was made with J. Cole in mind. That would have been tragic. And J. Cole was never even really about it. It was within only a couple days that he decided to take this down. He does say, fly pebbles at your dome, we the Stone Temple pilots, which is kind of cool. Because, because like stone, pebbles at your head, like bullets, temple, like dome. The temple is like an area of like your head. And then pilots fly, shoot.
All right, I get it!
The song's a light 4 because he didn't even really mean anything.
4.
Like, it's cool, it's fun, but it just doesn't have any real vibe behind it. So I feel like the only thing left to do is kind of get to the bottom of some of these theories that people have about why this track was actually deleted. J. Cole says that like he just didn't really mean it. His heart just wasn't really in it. Like he loves Kendrick Lamar and he loves his music. But other people speculate that somebody got in his ear and told him that it simply was not his fight. According to All Hip Hop at thesource.com, Schoolboy Q, seemingly a friend to Cole and a well-known associate of Lamar, reportedly slid a word of advice during the Dreamville Festival. All Hip Hop notes, allegedly, Schoolboy Q had a conversation with J. Cole at the Dreamville Festival. Our writer confirmed that Schoolboy Q was at the festival and they did have a conversation. She couldn't corroborate what they talked about, but sources are telling me that they gave him a warning.
You don't want smoke with the boogeyman.
Following up on a statement from the Dreamville Festival, J. Cole has deleted 7-minute drill from the Might Delete Later project. A little bit further down, there's a quote here from J. Cole from that festival where he says it was, quote unquote, the lamest shit I did in my fucking life.
He must have forgot about Grippy.
There are some other sources that claim that Drake referred to the reason why Cole might have stayed out of the spotlight was Kendrick himself. Honestly, I don't think it really matters all that much. At the end of the day, you could tell when you listen to the track that J. Cole himself wasn't really all that interested to begin with. But yeah, I just wanted to go back and cover this song because I feel like a lot of people forget about it. And I feel like since I talked about pretty much every other aspect of the beef on my channel, I might as well include this one too. If you have any suggestions as to what I should talk about next, some tracks I should cover, please leave a comment. Also, let me know how you would rate J. Cole's track. And if you still listen to Might Delete Later, if you're a J. Cole fan, where do you rank Might Delete Later amongst his other mixtapes and albums? Do you even listen to it? But yeah, this video is probably going to get claimed. I don't care. But if you want to support the channel, become a member for $1 or join our certified Derapist membership tier. It's $5. I will listen to your music in its entirety, and I will give you a shout out at the end of the video, just like
Special shout out to Johnny Car Wash, Dre Benoit, Jordan, On the Hunt Productions, Frame Rate, DC, Ethan Throwaway Beats, Messina, Emma McCoy, Agony, Rich Mixed, and Nate Rubin.
love you, mean it.
Enjoy the outro.
The beat is cooked, the beat is flames, and I don't bake. But girlies get to shaking, moving when I sub up in the game. She looking, I'm the one to blame. Hate to say we not the same, but that's a lie. It is my pleasure, like it's Chick-fil-A, you lame.
Damn, son.
It just hit me, I'm that guy.
It's him.
Out here rocking green like I'm full of might. Easy money rapping like it's candy from a baby, but the candy more like chocolate. That's just how I'm feeling lately, man. I don't feel like I'm sour or I'm going through no patches. I'm just laughing, having fun, man. I'm snickering, I'm cackling. You would think I'm a witch, man. Always down to switch, man. Yes, indeed, I rap for fun, but it could be my niche, man. Feeling like a rich man who never saved $1, and I'm feeling kind of big for a man who could be taller.
Okay, there's really no reason to like make it a big deal that you're 5'6". Your driver's license actually says 5'7". You know what? You're big enough.
Keep on going like I'm Gohan. Yeah, you keep on listening, you a fan, want the whole song. Like football, I go long. These writtens have no wrongs. House of Dragon vibes, don't wanna hear it, but I go strong.
Oh my god.
And I'm just getting started, dog. Been running the game like a starter dog. I can still go harder, y'all. Talking like I'm from the South. You would think I know something about cars. I'm a motor mouth. I'm old.